Welcome to Midwest Dairy's Sustainability in Action series, where we share how we are investing your checkoff dollars into promoting research and sharing dairy's sustainability story. I'm Molly Pelzer, CEO of Midwest Dairy. Dairy farmers are wonderful stewards of their land and cows, and Midwest Dairy is proud to share dairy farmers' sustainability story with consumers. We know the wants and needs of today's consumers are shifting. They are increasingly concerned about climate change and greenhouse gas neutrality, and they want to know that foods they consume are grown in ways that support the planet. This is especially true for Generation Z, consumers who are ages 10 to 25. Gen Z make up 20% of the current U.S. population, and they have $100 billion in spending power. As the up-and-coming generation of consumers, they have the power to determine the growth of the dairy industry in the next decade. So what is Midwest Dairy doing to invest your checkoff dollars to reach Gen Z in order to grow their trust and thus demand in dairy?
When a consumer's confidence in dairy grows, so does their consumption of dairy. One way to reach Gen Z consumers is by showing up where they live digitally through creative campaigns and partnerships with social media influencers. But what is a social media influencer? These are people with a strong following on social media, anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 followers across their platforms. Most importantly, social media influencers are relatable peers who connect well with the public on a variety of lifestyle topics. Midwest Dairy specifically partners with influencers who have a high engagement rate with their followers. Even when their followers know an influencer is posting paid content, the influencer remains highly trusted. Their currency is their authenticity. 44% of Gen Z report making a purchase based on an influencer recommendation. Finding the right influencer who aligns with our values and engages our target audiences is key. We have stringent vetting criteria and will not engage an influencer who disparages animal agriculture.
By working with influencers, Midwest Dairy is supporting the overarching goal of the checkoff to reach Gen Z, people ages 10 through 25, and their parents, millennials ages 26 through 41, and Gen X ages 42 through 57. We know how important it is to reach the next generation of consumers authentically in order to grow their trust in dairy. Working with engaging influencers who know how to take our messages and put them in their own voices to share dairy's nutrition and sustainability stories are just the ticket. TikTok and Instagram are the favorite platforms of Gen Z and the perfect place to talk to them through influencers. In 2021, we launched a year-long influencer program through these two social media platforms, which was met with great success. Midwest Dairy partnered with 5 social media influencers in several large markets in our region. Over the course of 11 months, we made 7.2 million impressions with a 7.6% engagement rate, well over the industry average of 1.4 to 1.7%. But what does this mean for trust? Well, in the first quarter of 2021, sentiment was 79% positive, and by the end of quarter 4, it increased steadily to 96%. In short, influencers have and will continue to play an important part of Midwest Dairy's efforts to reach Gen Z. Each time we partner, we learn more about our influencers and their audiences that help us better tailor messages and strategies to reach this influential group of consumers. But what do influencers learn? Let's hear from a few of our partners on why they chose to work with Midwest Dairy on sharing dairy's story.
I had the opportunity to partner with Midwest Dairy and meet with dairy farmers Andy and Sarah Linkaitis from Linkaitis Holsteins, taking a virtual tour of their family dairy farm just outside of Chicago, where I live. I learned so much from them about the sustainability initiatives they're implementing in their own business, as well as the dairy industry's commitment to greenhouse gas neutrality by 2050. I think a lot of people have the misconception that the dairy industry isn't progressive, but that's just not the case. Visiting with Andy and Sarah, I got to see firsthand how dairy farm families are doing many of the same things that we do at home to conserve energy and reduce waste. I also really love seeing how they take such great care of their animals. Working with Midwest Dairy, I was able to share what I learned with my thousands of followers, helping to inform others of the great work that dairy farm families do. Most importantly, I learned that dairy farming isn't just about producing the products we all love. It's a true practice in sustainability and a commitment to working towards a better, healthier future for us all.
Working with Midwest Dairy was a great honor and a good fit for my platform and audience. Ultimately, I believe that real change happens when there is systemic change, such as dairy farmers instituting these sustainable practices across the entire industry. I think my followers are from the Midwest, and so this message really resonated with them. The message isn't give up all the things that you enjoy as an individual to help the planet. It's look at these small family farmers, maybe they're even like your own families, overhauling their operations because they too care about the planet. It was awesome to learn about the specific ways in which the Linkeitis Holstein farm and family are really changing their operations to make it sustainable and earth-friendly, from the upcycling that all dairy farmers do by feeding cows parts of plants that humans can't consume, all the way to regenerative farming practices. These are system-wide practices that will ensure responsibly sourced products that we consume are ones that we can feel really good about.
Partnering with a variety of influencers allows us to invest your checkoff dollars wisely, reaching millions of social users with dairy sustainability and nutrition story. It's an important part of our efforts to grow trust and sales in dairy. If you want to learn more about our efforts to reach consumers, I encourage you to visit our website, MidwestDairy.com, and check out our Checkoff at Work stories. At Midwest Dairy, we are proud to showcase the wonderful work of our dairy farmers. Thank you for all that you do.